Okay, so we've got the speaker, we've got the audience, and the message.
Correct.
So could you tell me a bit about what's
Yeah.
important from the speaker's perspective?
Sure. Well, the speaker has, you can kind of divide the speaker point into two um, other pieces. The speaker has to be trusted. Now, when you think about what it means to believe a speaker and to buy in, I mean, we all watch a lot of TED Talks on LinkedIn and all kinds of other pitches, and we're surrounded by public speaking. How do you know that you're going to believe the speaker, and why do you want to continue to listen? Well, you have to think about speaker in two ways. It's the verbal and the nonverbal. Okay, so the verbal means that the speaker's prepared. They have done enough work to rehearse so that they sound and come across not only confidently, but polished, okay? And the second piece is kind of nonverbals, not just with their movements, but also what do they know? What do they bring to the table? Are they the right person to be on that stage teaching you whatever they're teaching you or pitching you their business? They need to be the whole package. So does that answer your question?
Yes. So I'm just going to speak back what I heard and confirm I understood it. So you've got both. Is the speaker communicating effectively? Do they know what they're saying? Are they speaking it clearly in a way that can be understood? And are they the right person? Like, do they have the right background, the right knowledge and skills so that, you don't have someone who is a used car salesman explaining why you need reinforced concrete to make a bridge.
Right. Exactly. So the challenge comes in, and you're an engineer, right, Jim? So you understand that it can be hard to speak to the audience about certain topics. And for an engineer or a scientist or someone who's extremely expert in one area, the job is pretty tough to bring that language and those ideas down to the level of the audience, at least until they understand what you're saying. Then you can bring your audience upward and move faster.
That's the curse of knowledge. Is that
Yeah.
I forget who the person who coined that is, but.
Well, and what's so interesting is the onus is on the speaker to ensure that the message is delivered well. However, it is the audience who decides whether or not the speech act was a success. And so that is a point I often make, that we sort of go, okay, then how can I do that, right?
I love that. Beautiful transition. So tell me a bit about the audience point of the triangle.
Sure. The audience would have to be the weakest link when it comes to the work I do with clients. It's understandable. You are the speaker, you understand what you want to share, and you are building the message, which is your slide deck or your notes or whatever you're going to say. But a lot of people shortchange that audience part of the triangle. They need to really deeply understand as best they can who's in that audience, what they believe, what they think about, what will compel them to be persuaded. And the audience is more about something called pathos, which is emotion, right? We all know that emotion sells. We drive numbers down people's throats about, statistics and all these things, and those are important. But it's the feeling that you give to your audience members that's going to compel them to continue to listen to you, keep paying attention, and get behind you. So, boy, I could talk about this for a long time, but audience, you really need to get at them with a story. And that's just the best way to initiate a relationship with them.
Yeah.
I'll just tie that up by saying there's a big difference between talking to your audience and talking at them. And if you're talking to them, you are involving them, you're speaking their language, you're using I, you words, you're maybe asking them to raise their hand or take a poll or imagine this, right? You're not just throwing at them all of the information that you can't wait to share without letting them breathe and absorb.